I I think I got it all set up. I'm not entirely sure, but I think I got it set up.
Alright, so you can see my
Yeah,
shit?
yeah, I can.
Okay, so what is it that you want me to do?
Um, wait, wait a minute. So OBS is not for some reason it's not like doing the proper audio for like Discord, which is weird. I don't get it. I need to fix this, and I don't know why it's not. All this is not working. I hate this.
Well, the simple answer is your setup's homophobic, and it hates me.
I mean, the annoying thing is my I guess speakers keep like going in and out, and I have a funny feeling it could be because my cat is probably eating the wires, and I'm not sure. So I have to check on that now.
That might do it. I'm gonna be so for real.
Yeah, I just gotta look under my desk. I really hope my speakers aren't broken. The annoying thing is if I like move a chord with my foot, it kind of goes on for a little bit and then it just kind of cuts out.
That's weird.
Yeah, got it. And the rough thing is, like OBS, it not detecting my audio at all, like desktop audio at all, which is so weird. I was hoping this would work. I am going to share my screen, so maybe try to work this out. Um.
I hope you don't expect me to be helping. I don't know how any of that works.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm gonna try either way. Just I gotta figure it out. Like my the audio for my mic is working, but not nothing else.
I'm gonna be so for real with you, dog. I cannot see anything going on your screen right
Really?
now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Okay. Let me. God. I hate this so much. I wanted this to work so well, but no, it's not. Uh, I think this. Oh geez, OBS should. Okay. Um. I think it's worth should be
Welcome
working
to hell.
working now. I don't know.
Motherfucker.
God. I appreciate you being, just here, I guess.
Sure.
I think I got it working, maybe?
Did you?
Yeah, I think I got working.
Sick.
Okay.
So what are we doing? I'm confused.
Oh yeah. What we were doing is you were going through your I guess Moxfield decks and explaining what each one is supposed to do.
Okay, well, I have like 4 of them done, so keep that in mind.
Alrighty.
Um, so this is the first one I put together. It's based off of a pre-con commander. It's called "A Johnny's Really Angry Robot Cousin Tries to Tell You About Jesus." This is our commander. Can you see him?
Yeah.
All right, this is Bramaz, Blight of Oreskos. He is from one of the March of the Machines pre-cons where they tried to do the fucking planeswalk gimmick. Very fun. Um, Whenever you cast a Phyrexian creature or an artifact creature, incubate X, where X is that spell's mana value. Do you know what incubating is?
No, I haven't gotten to that. I know what certain like keywords mean, but not all of them.
Okay, so incubate is a keyword where are they? Here's an incubator token. As you can see, it is not a creature, but it transforms into a creature when you press this big button right here.
Okay.
Ta-da! So, when you incubate, you create one of these tokens with that many +1/+1 counters on it.
Okay.
Okay, got it so far?
Yep.
So every time you cast a Phyrexian or an artifact creature, Ramaz is going to incubate X, where X is that spell's mana value, and then you proliferate each end step where a Phyrexian died under your control.
Okay.
Got it?
Yep.
So this is a gimmick deck. It is built primarily as a tribal. There are a couple cards that are not Phyrexians, but I tried to make it tribal for the sake of, triggering him with every creature. I think there's maybe 3 creatures in the whole deck that don't trigger him.
Yeah.
Abzan Falconeer is one of those, but reading the card, do you know why Abzan Falconeer is in here?
Um. Not quite. It's kind of complicated.
Each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter has flying.
Oh. Adds flying. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, add flying to anything with a +1/+1 counter. All of my incubators enter with +1/+1 counters. You see the
Yeah.
idea. All right. Well, so everything else, for the most part, is either an artifact creature or a Phyrexian, or both, because they care about, like this one. Brass Herald. When Brass Herald enters, choose a creature type. Whenever it enters, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Put all creatures of the chosen type into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. And then creatures get +1/+1 if they are the chosen type.
Okay.
But there should also be a roaming. There is a roaming throne in here. So this deck was the first deck I made on Moxfield. It was kind of just my venture to see what I could do with cards I didn't have. And this beauty. Oh, he dropped in price. That's unfortunate.
Why is it? Why is it unfortunate? Isn't that good that it dropped in price?
No, because I own one.
Oh, I see. I get
that.
that.
I was planning on selling.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, great card. Bought him for 30. He went up to like 80 around Thunder Junction. It was nuts. I actually have not that many instants in here. All right. Well, you get the idea. It's a choose creature type. Spam the fuck out of that creature type. I don't know why he's here. Weird. This guy lets me spam artifacts by looping them. You'd normally do this with like this guy and like Wormcoil. Wormcoil isn't a Phyrexian. Like Phyrexian Triniform. When it dies, it creates 3 tokens. When Phyrexian dies, you can return an artifact card.
Okay.
You'd have to find a way to loop him to get 9 mana back out of it, but you could do some pretty funny shit with it. Door of Destinies, whenever you cast a spell of the chosen type, put a charge counter. It's basically a Banner of Kinship, but instead of getting it all when you cast it, you get it as you cast. So not necessarily as good late game, but very good early game compared to Banner of Kinship.
Alrighty.
So yeah, all of the cards in here are pretty much just, hey, are you playing according to the creature type that you built this thing off of? Great. Here's a cookie. And then there's this, but we don't talk about this. Wow, I have like no interaction in the fucking deck at all.
I was
This
about
is
to say
silly.
that I recently picked up a new commander precon.
Yeah, which one?
I forget what it's actually called, but the command, like the main two commanders, it's I think it's the Tamur's roar or something like that. Tamur.
Oh, the Tamira one.
It's I'll see if I can send you a photo of it.
I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, I ended up getting ended up getting that.
I haven't heard a whole lot about how the Dragons of Tarkir went.
Like honestly, I've ever since I started, like I'm playing Magic a lot more often now, and I'm getting really good at it, like just so quickly.
Oh yeah.
It's funny. The one deck that I am like almost 90% like of my wins are from is my Liberty Prime deck.
Liberty Prime fucking rules. You do one edit to the deck, literally not even changing anything out, and it's
I
fine.
actually did do one upgrade, which is one card that you actually had told me to. I think the character is Sayata.
Oh, Satya!
Yeah.
We love Satya.
Yeah.
Satya. Here's the one I posted. So, Howling Abomination has a lot of words that mean fucking nothing. All right. Here's what Howling Abomination does. Howling Abomination says, if you've cast 3 or more spells this turn, he has Trample, and then whenever he becomes a target of a spell, he does 2 damage to each opponent and gets a little bigger. That's all. He's a 5-drop commander, but hey, you're in Gruul. Ramp is easy. We have some cards in here that are just genuinely good. Vexing Shusher shuts down counter spells. We don't like counter spells. We don't like any of that. We don't like playing with people who play counter spells. But when we end up in a game with people who play counter spells, we have Vexing Shusher.
Yeah.
Kedis is here.
I'm still good.
Kedis is here. Every time my commander is going to deal combat damage, because he is a very swinging commander, he's also going to deal that much damage to everybody. So everybody can catch these hands, and Kedis is just on the backpack. This is a cost reducer. There's very few of those in red that aren't also in blue. So getting one in green is pretty fucking cool.
Okay.
Fanatic of Ronus, very easy ramp. You put him down, turn 2. He's a mana dork like Elvish Mystic, but then if you can get a creature power 4 or greater, very easy to do in green. Now he's producing 4 mana, and that's fucking stupid.
I gotta get that card, honestly.
It's a very good card. Like, a lot of people liked Modern Horizons for like the Eldrazi stuff that came out, but stuff like this is what made that set so nice for me. I like this one. I like Kappa Cannoneer. There's a lot of Modern Horizons 3 stuff that I would avidly recommend. I wanted to buy a box of it when it came out, and I was so right to want to. This is not a card that I typically put in decks, but considering this deck cares about power, so Dreadhorde Arcanist says whenever it attacks, you may cast target instant or sorcery card with mana value less than or equal to his power from the graveyard without paying for it. If you do, exile it. So, you make him a little bigger, which I believe a lot of my instants and sorceries sit somewhere around the 3 range. So if you buff him 2 power, you get a second cast on fucking anything in your graveyard when he swings. And some of this stuff is stupid, like Unleash Fury. Double the power of target creature until end of turn. You know what that's going to do to Howling Abomination? That turns him into a fucking 14/14.
God damn. Funnily enough, I decided to challenge my friend by playing against his Eldrazi deck, like colorless Eldrazi. Not a good choice. Not a good thing to do.
You know what's really funny about Howling Abomination?
Wait, what?
This is what's really funny about Howling Abomination. This is the same card. It's Blanca from Street Fighter.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Yeah. I like his other form better, but like only because I'm not that big into Street Fighter. So a lot of the stuff in this deck, this is a Spellslinger deck. You can market as Stompy all you want. Ultimately, I'm focused on casting spells, and a lot of my stuff that isn't like Ansrag or stuff like that is focused on making sure that I can, draw spells when I get draw into spells. I can repeat my spells with stuff like Arcane Bombardment and Dreadhorde Arcanist. I can here's Zada. So every time I cast a spell on I instead would cast it onto Zada, and then he puts it onto everybody. And so now on top of the Howling Abomination getting all the buffs, now everybody's getting all the buffs. This card is stupid when you're using a lot of instants that care about buffing your creatures. This is a very good card in red.
It's funny. It's very good, but the price is very low. That is insane.
It's because it's an uncommon from years and years and years ago. Let me see. Hang on. Oh, I don't have a Z key. Damn it. Need something to poke the little button with. Here we go. Oh, that didn't work. What? Hedron Grinder. Zada was first printed in 2015. Kind of flew under the radar because there's a lot of decks that can't use something like that because they're not, Spellslinger Voltron isn't usually something people care about as opposed to equipment or enchantment Voltron.
Yeah.
So, when you see something like Zada, Zada's like, oh yeah, cool, I get to, cast a couple extra spells, and then you consider Gutter Snipe, and then you consider, cards that care about the casting of spells, and suddenly Zada, like Feather. Feather's a really good commander. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery that targets one creature, I believe it is, you can exile that spell and then have it return to your hand at the end of the turn. Only instants and sorceries though. Zada goes in that deck.
It's funny every so often. Like whenever I play my green decks, I never understand how insane green can be.
Green is so all of the colors are very good. There's a big argument around the everywhere about which color is the best color. I don't think there is one. I think they're all very, very good. I think they all have their place in the everything. Green, a lot of people like to point at green and be like, ah, you're just, swingy. And then you realize that they're only known as being swingy because that's what they do best. Um, and a lot of people start with green because they want to be swingy and they don't think about anything else going on.
Yeah.
But when you start thinking about stuff like some combat tricks you can pull off, like, let me see, like Siege Smash. Split second so you can cut off any other triggers, and you can either give something trample on the stack or destroy an artifact that's in your way.
All right.
Or let's look at actually green. Green has a lot of cards like this, where it's instant speed, give indestructible.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's useful. Fuck you. You know?
Yeah.
I don't care what you think. You can call me Stompy all the live long day, but when I stomp your commander out for the 4th time in a row because I keep instant speed death touch, or I instant speed indestructible and he already has death touch, or
Yeah.
I instant speed +3/+3. Sorry, dude. Sorry, you can't keep up because you chose to try and use counter spells, and now you're out of counter spells because I keep casting things that give me indestructible.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude. I'm going to draw cards equal to my creature's power. By the way, he just doubled twice. I just drew 20 cards, and I'm going to cast all of them because I'm in green, and my ramp is stupid.
Yeah.
Be mad. Stay mad. The fuck? You know? Like, everybody's sitting here talking about how, oh, green's the worst. Oh, red's the worst. Oh, white's the worst. No one cares. Everybody's got their good stuff. It's about how you play it. It's always been about how you play it.
Yeah.
It's about what you get mad at that makes you be like, oh, blue's horrible. All they have is counter spells. They don't just have counter spells. They have the counter spells. That is not all of their identity.
Yeah.
It pisses me off when people raise that argument. Wow, my only artifacts, the medallions, the monuments, and Aether plus Reservoir. Damn, okay. But yeah, a lot of this stuff kind of just boils down in this deck to cast spell, target Howling Abomination. Ooh, now he's indestructible. Ooh, now he's double power. Ooh, now he's this. Ooh, now he's that. Swing.
Yeah.
It's instant speed stuff a lot of the time. I think I only have 12. That's because sorceries are great. But then you have like these fights keywords. Here's the interesting part: is I can put target removal in green. You know how?
How?
Target creature deals damage equal to its power. Target creature fights target creature. That's removal if your thing's big enough. And in green, what do you like to be? The big one.
Yeah.
So, target creature must be blocked this turn if able. Target creature must block this turn if able. Target creature without flying can't block. You're going to lock down what they can do. You're going to mess with them. Or, target creature gets +2/+2. Oh, hey, since it's targeting him, that's +4/+4, and he gets to kill something as a 9/9.
Yeah, that's insane, man. That is insane.
All creatures able to block target creature this turn do so. If that creature has power 4 or greater, it's also indestructible. So now everything has to block my, by the way, now a 7/7.
Wait, what?
And on top of all of it, he's a 5/5, but every time you target him, he gets +2/+2.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
Roar of Challenge, everything has to block target creature. You target him, he gets the +2/+2, and because his power is higher than 4, he also gets indestructible.
God. So basically, you cannot die. Insane.
Oh no, this is a very swingy deck. You leave yourself open a lot, but the point is that you're going to target the threat. You're going to remind everybody, hey, I'm the bull in this pen. Whenever this creature deals combat damage, draw that many cards. Oh, by the way, this says target creature. So now, on top of that +3/+3 and trample, he gets another +2/+2. Now he's a 10/10.
God.
He's disgusting and stupid and funny, and I love him. Whenever a creature you control becomes a target of an instant or sorcery, hey, guess what? The mechanic of the whole deck, that creature also gets +3/+3. So now every time anything targets Howling Abomination while Wild Defiance is on the field, now he's getting +5/+5 until end of turn.
And at base, what is his attack toughness? Oh, 5/5.
5/5.
Okay, so
5/5, but he doesn't have trample on his own. You have to cast 3 or more spells. Except, you know what the most famous keyword in all of fucking green is? Trample!
yeah. So
Trample!
then how is like the mana like regeneration going for that whole thing? Because it has to be
Green,
good.
you mostly like Fanatic of Ronus, Elvish Mystic. These are cost reducers, each of them. So green spells are going to cost 1 less with Emerald Medallion. Red spells are going to cost 1 less with Ruby Medallion. Green and red creatures with the monuments are going to go down. Oh, by the way, every time you cast a creature, target creature's going to get +2/+2 and gains trample. So there's your trample enabler. Whew! Let's see. Ashling, every time you cast your third spell, by the way, you're trying to get to 3 anyway. She makes 4 mana. Also, red mana doesn't drain. Every time you cast an instant or sorcery, Urabrask is going to make you a red mana. Every time you cast a spell, Bergie's going to make you a red mana.
I'm guessing this is you don't have all these cards in real life, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
This specific deck, no. I have decks on here that I have built. This is not one of them. This was, oh, hey, I found a commander in my bulk that was really neat. Let's see if I can build them on Moxfield. But additionally, Runaway Steamkin. Remove 3/+1/+1 counters from him. Add 3 red mana. That's my mana generation. And of course, we have Solemn Simulacrum. Duh. Stormkill Artist. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, create a treasure token. Guess what the whole deck is? Instant and sorcery. There are 30 instant or sorcery cards in this pile.
God damn.
If I get Stormkill Artist out early enough, that's 30 mana, dude. And that's not including the fact that he says cast or copy. And look, Arcane Bombardment, Zada will trigger that. It's a lot. And then Aetherflux Reservoir is giving us a life for every spell we cast this turn. Scaling. So you cast 1, you gain 1. You cast the next one, you gain 2 more. So you got 3 out of 2 spells. You cast the third one, now you're getting 6 life total that turn.
Funnily enough, like right now, I guess you would call it the crossover if the Avatar crossover came out, and I basically bought one of the commander bundles, and right now I'm basically trying to make a commander deck out of it, out of one of the characters. And it's
I have not looked
confusing.
at a lot of the Avatar stuff, so I can't exactly help you, but
I mean, we'll talk about it later. Let's just continue. I was just
right,
just wanted to bring it up, you know.
yeah, let's take a look at what else I have built here.
Pick out something kind of like funny, like more so like How about ADHD person who reads poetry? Did you already?
I don't have a whole lot of that one done.
Oh, okay.
So I do have the concept out though.
Okay.
So this is Garnet.
Okay.
Garnet is a Final Fantasy card.
Okay.
You know how sagas work?
Kind of, yes.
Okay. So Garnet says, whenever she swings, you may remove a lore counter from each of any number of sagas you control. Put a +1/+1 counter on Garnet for each lore counter removed this way. So on paper, this reads, hey, your sagas are going to fuel her. No, that's not what we're doing here. No, the whole point of Garnet being our commander is to have easy access to keep our sagas rolling. So, here's our enchantments. Battle at Hellvault. I'm going to keep rotating her between 1 and 2 because if she hits 3, the thing goes away. But 1 and 2, both say for each player exile up to 1 target non-saga, non-land permanent until that player controls until it leaves the battlefield. So with Garnet keeping it from sacrificing itself, I have target removal for each player on the field each turn.
Okay, yeah, that's a little insane. Yeah.
Same thing up here. Elspeth conquers death. If I keep it on 1, it's target removal. If I keep it on 2, they have to pay 2 more. That's stacks for the next non-creature. For all non-creature spells cast until my next turn. That's stacks is what that's called.
Yeah, so the whole stack mechanic I don't understand fully yet, but I guess I'll get there eventually.
I haven't finished this one, like I said, but here's one if I can. Here we go. Fucking damn it. Target creature you control gains indestructible. You just keep stacking Garnet on it. She keeps being persistent. Return target creature. That's consistent returns from your graveyard. Birth of Meletis. Birth of Meletis is one of the sleeper cards in here. You know why?
What?
Search your library for a basic plains card. I get a free land every turn that I force Garnet to redo this. Then we get to the summons.
To be fair, the one issue I have with all of my decks is getting sufficient land. So that would be helpful. That is good.
Another one that we get a lot of ramp from, Fenrir. Search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped now, and then shuffle. If I keep spamming Saga 1 Fenrir, I'm getting lands every turn. On top of whatever land drop comes out of my hand. Choco and Mog. Other creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Summon Bahamut. Destroy 1 target non-land permanent. Or draw 2 cards because you can't hit this last one or it ends. Also, Yenna's in here. Choose target enchantment you control and copy it.
Okay, that's overpowered there.
So now we have 2 Choco and Mogs. Now we have 2 Fenrirs. Now we have 2 Bahamuts. Now we're stacking all of these already decent spammable spells, and on top of that, the lore counters from these copies are only going to make Garnet bigger. Then we stack in all that glitters, so now every enchantment gives her another +1/+1. Now we're stacking, what's it called? There's another one like that. There's another card like all that glitters for specifically enchantments that got reprinted in Duskmourn. Other enchantments have Shroud. Here's another one. Strength of the Harvest, another one of those Modern Horizons sleeper cards. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each creature and or enchantment you control. Sarah's Sanctum. This is a $400 card. I will tell you right now, I don't own that shit. But add white mana for each enchantment you control? Are you kidding me? That's a no-brainer. Add that to the deck. $400 card. Look at that. $400.
I mean, to be fair, like what it does,
100%.
A
very old card.
You know, yeah.
It's a very powerful card. It's a very old card. It's from a cycle that is all very powerful except the red one. Because of course the red one gets shoved. Is this one done? No, but I know exactly what I was doing with it. This is Ultra Magnus.
God, that's
Ultra
nice.
Magnus.
That looks so
Stupid.
nice. God.
I've built this deck. Not the way I have it in here, but I have built Ultra Magnus as a commander. Ultra Magnus is one of those Transformer cards. On the front side, the front side is what we built him for, just to be fully transparent. Whenever Ultra Magnus attacks, you may put an artifact creature card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. If you do, convert Ultra Magnus until the end of at the end of combat. His alternate side, whenever he attacks, Attacking creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. And then if you have creatures, if those creatures have a total power of 8 or greater, turn him back into the front side. So here's the thing. We care about this side because that is free value. This says when Ultra Magnus attacks, you get a free creature no matter how expensive it is. You know what we do with that?
You spam all the big creatures.
We spam cards that give us more value first. We hit
Okay.
Bright Glass Gear Hulk's gonna search us for, it's gonna search us for our Soul Ring. It's gonna search us for our one drop enchantments, our Authority of the Consuls, our pieces that are going to help us build up small value. We're gonna spam stuff like where is it? Where is it? There's other cards. We're going to drop a Platinum Angel for free, and now we can't lose the game. We're going to combat trick a Pyrewood Gear Hulk into giving all of our creatures menace on the swing.
God.
We're gonna drop a threefold Thunder Hulk. We're gonna drop we're gonna do all of these things that are very expensive for free in the middle of combat. And on top of that, on the other side of the card, every time this side attacks, stuff like Iron Soul Enforcer is gonna get more value. We're gonna get stuff that, needs to swing, but doesn't necessarily have the defense to, be comfortable swinging. Yeah. And as we do that, we're going to stack stuff like Cybermen Patrol, Cybermen Squadron. We're going to put a Crypto Thrall in here so that we can get some protection. We're going to Canoptic Spider is going to drop us or get us card draw for each time an artifact enters. The whole deck's artifacts, dude. If it's not artifacts, it's stuff that helps with artifacts. So this is going to give us value every single time, because every single time we drop one of those artifact creatures, every single time we play an artifact creature, every single time, any of the stuff that our deck is already doing happens, we're going to get card draw for it. So there's incredible value for 5 mana, and it's a flying 4/4, which is pretty on curve. There's a lot of cards in here that are all about building, kind of pillow forting ourselves. Like I said, we've got Crypto Thrall, we've got Bronze Guardian. So now all of our artifacts have Ward 2, all of our artifacts have Hexproof, or there's a Darksteel Forge, artifacts are indestructible. There's, Salvation Engine to get some of our artifacts back and also give us +2/+2. There's, where's that enchantment? Tempered Steel is going to give all of our artifacts +2/+2, since all of our stuff is already going to be artifact creatures, because we want to be able to use it to get to get some value out of it, so that Ultra Magnus can just drop stuff situationally. We're going to drop stuff like Annie joins up. Whenever a triggered ability of a legendary creature you control triggers, it happens at additional times. So now Ultra Magnus is dropping 2 artifact creatures per attack. And that's why we're going to have stuff like Canoptic Spider to get us that card draw, so that we don't run out of things for Ultra Magnus to freely hand us. Every other turn, we're going to be dropping at least 1 big artifact creature. We're going to get big. We're going to do it fast. The only issue, the big flaw with Ultra Magnus, is that if you drop him on his backside, he's still a 5-drop, and then you have to get 8 total power in order to flip him. If you want to drop him on the front half, he is a whopping 7 mana, which would be an issue if we didn't have green.
Yeah, right.
But we have green.
Right.
This deck isn't done, but I've played a physical version that did not have all of this shit in it. It had, I had the Cybermen Squadron, which was giving Myriad, which is very funny. It had.
I honestly,
yes, ma'am.
I really need to get a copy of Darksteel Forge for myself. To be fair.
Darksteel Forge is a very expensive card.
I know, but like,
It's a very good one, but it's
yeah.
very. Where are you going?
Wait, what?
I was yelling at mom.
Oh,
But yeah, Ultra Magnus is one of those like it looks stupid, but then you play it, and then that 7 mana drop is incredibly worthwhile. Let's see how far I got in this. Oh wow, there's actually a lot more in this than I thought there was. All right, here is the only Avatar card I cared about.
oh my God! So I actually bought that card. I think I paid like
Yeah,
maybe $9 for it.
really, you got
Yeah.
ripped the fuck off. Its foil is four
Well,
fifty.
well, hang on. I'm just checking if the one I got was foil or not. Because I'm currently, yeah, the one I got is foil. I paid $6. Yeah.
You got ripped off. You.
What?
What do you want to do for dinner?
Fish stick.
Fish. Ooh. How about something else? Something else? Something else.
I'm having fish stick.
Oh,
I don't know. Sure.
I see.
I'm fish stick. Unless I can go get Nana some money.
What?
Money from Nana.
What are you gonna do if you get money from Nana? Can I come with? Why? What? That's fucked up. I actually don't remember what I was doing. Oh, okay. So Toph, you know how the earthbending gimmick works.
No, I do not yet.
Okay.
And I mean, this is the commander deck that I'm currently trying to build too. So, yeah.
All right. So we can rip into you a little bit. Let's do it. So when you earthbend, you take a land, and it becomes a 0/0 creature with haste. It is still a land. Okay.
Okay.
And then you put +1/+1 counters equal to the earthbend value. Toph's really funny because she's going to say, hey, non-token artifacts you control are going to be lands on top of that. So now you can earthbend your artifacts. So your Arcane Signet, your Chromatic Lantern, your, Explore, your stuff. I tried to play with the spacecrafts and the vehicles here that had effects for when they are creatures. Because I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I obviously did not do a very good job, but so basically, what you want to do with this one is you want ways to trigger your Earthbend. You want a lot of the Earthbend cards, and then you want a lot of artifacts that are going to care about dying, because when an Earthbend item dies, it just comes back onto the field. So you want stuff that on entry is going to give you value, like Mycosynth Wellspring, or Iker Wellspring, stuff that most of its value is going to come from when this artifact enters. Because it's going to enter after it dies, and then since it's treated as a land, you also want to spam some landfall stuff and be funny with that.
Yeah. I'm actually going through some of the cards that I am deciding to put in this deck, and I'm trying to figure out, like, I didn't, like, the funny thing is, I got a lot of insane card pulls, and I'm just trying to figure out, like, how any of this works,
Right. Yeah, that's Toph for you, though. Some of Toph. I don't really care about the Avatar stuff. Just they have an AI generated card in the fucking Avatar stuff, and it pisses me off. One of the Toph cards, not that one, but one of the Toph cards is AI generated.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Jeez.
Yeah. It's not super
Interesting. Okay. Oh, funny thing from that Avatar set that I got. Actually got a pretty expensive card called White Lotus Tile. It's not.
Oh
foil,
yeah,
it's not
rips.
foil, but it's yeah. Okay.
Why is this highlighted like that? That's weird. So this is Saheeli. I She's hot. I'm gonna be honest, the entire reason for building this deck.
Okay, fair
I wish
reason.
I was kidding. I have a giant crush on the woman. Now that we've got that out of the way. Saheeli the Gifted is not my chosen commander of Saheeli stuff, but since Brawl has conditioned me to love, um, oh, there's a different Saheeli that I really like that I use in Brawl all the time. Unfortunately, she is not actually a commander card. What the fuck are these arts, dude? What the fuck is going on? What do you mean that's $10 card?
Does that have color? Like, yeah.
Oh, he looks like a robot. That's so cool. Anyway, so this deck does one thing. Care about artifacts. So artifact tokens in particular, but we're still wow. Some of these arts are wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
God.
I decided why is he here? What are you doing here? Fuck you. What are you doing here? Get out. What are you doing? What's going on here? Oh, interesting. This printing is memorabilia and typically not seen as tournament legal. Fascinating. How much is that printing? $27. Fuck you. Let me see if I can find my printing. That's not my printing. Here is my printing. We like this printing. It's very good printing. So here's the thing about Howling Mine. I use Howling Mine because I am a group hug player at heart, even when I'm being a bastard. If you don't want to be a group hug player, simply put, find other card draw.
To be fair, I've played against a couple of group hug decks before, so yeah.
So yeah, this I don't remember what this deck was doing. I believe so. There's 4 fucking planeswalkers in here, and yet, oh, there are 18 artifacts. Maybe I judged this deck too quickly. And yet, oh, there is a Darksteel Forge. Okay, so it's just artifact spam in its purest form by the looks of it. She makes a servo. She makes artifacts cheaper, and then her ult is that whenever or all of your artifacts get copied. You're not likely. What you need to understand about planeswalkers. This is something that a lot of players get wrong. Okay, they're gonna look at this, right? Let me see if I can blow this up. Okay, can you read this?
Yeah.
Can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of people are going to look at Saheeli, the Gifted, and a lot of other planeswalkers that have, all of their abilities intact as opposed to the ones with passives, right? Yeah. And they're going to be like, oh my god, this ability's ass, this ability's mediocre, this ability is what we want. No. You should never add a planeswalker just for its ult. Because in 99% of commander games, your planeswalker is never going to hit their ult without some serious finagling or building specifically for it. And if your planeswalker's your commander, you're already building for it, so that's fine. If your planeswalker is like, oh, I don't know, Karn, Scion of Urza. Actually, this one's a pretty good example of a good commander. Okay, Karn, Living Legacy. -7, you get a emblem with tap and untapped artifact you control. This emblem deals 1 damage. That's a good ability, right?
Yeah.
That's not your commander, though. So you can't recast it as easily as you can cast Saheeli. So when Karn goes down, if your game plan was off of that -7, you're sunk. And if he wasn't doing any other value for you, you wasted mana playing him. is the ultimate end of everything.
Okay.
A lot of the good commanders I've seen are commanders that have value off of their first or second abilities. And usually the only reason the second ability is usually useful is because usually the second ability can be played off of the first turn that it's out. So like if we look at Karn Living Legacy again, his -1, pay any amount of mana, look at that many cards off the top, put one of them into your hand and the rest. It's a big ol' scry, but you get to take one. Or this one's a really funky one that I think I only included because Karn's my favorite Planeswalker. But let me see if I can find a better example. Do I have any other Planeswalker decks? Malcator might have a Tezzeret. You're fucking kidding. 31 creatures and not a single Planeswalker? Oh, okay. There's no land in here. This isn't done. Anyway. Oh, there should definitely be one in Smella if it's finished. It's not finished. Urza's gotta have a Planeswalker. Yeah, here we go. Okay, Tezzeret. Tezzeret's not the greatest example because I put the wrong Tezzeret in here, I guess. So Tezzeret has a passive ability. Anytime there is a passive ability on a Planeswalker, that is usually why you're taking it. Because Planeswalker passives tend to be pretty good. If your deck works with it, like there's an Angrath one of those ones that's just a passive and a minus ability, and his passive is like creatures you control get menace. That's not a bad ability. But is it really worth the trouble of having a Planeswalker and shielding a Planeswalker and keeping a Planeswalker when you could just, enchanted creature gets menace? No. Not usually anyway. So Tezzeret makes it to where the activated ability of an artifact you activate each turn the first time costs 2 less. This deck cares a lot about activated abilities. It cares a lot about artifacts. So he was a no-brainer just off of that. However, he also has a -2 ability. Target artifact becomes an artifact creature. If it isn't a vehicle, it has base power toughness 4/4. There are a lot of vehicles in here, and there are a lot of cards that I would like to turn into creatures for various bullshit that happens in this deck. So that -2 can be pop turn 1 and can do some shenanigans. Draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards unless you discard an artifact card is also a very valuable ability. Pot of Greed is banned in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because you get to draw 2 cards. Off rip. This has a drawback, but it's not a very hard drawback when you're running an artifact deck. You feel me?
Yeah.
This is a very strong... I actually do see why I added this Tezzeret. This is a very strong Planeswalker for this deck before we even get to the ultimate ability. And the ultimate ability is only -6. But if I never get to pop Tezzeret Betrayer of Flesh's ability, his ultimate ability, he still can provide me value without that. He can, even if... So, you have to look at a Planeswalker and understand that a lot of players' first instinct when they see a Planeswalker is to kill on sight. Okay?
Okay.
Because a lot of Planeswalkers, if you let them... A lot of the good Planeswalkers, if you let them sit, they're going to be a problem. Usually incrementally. So, a lot of people are going to try and kill on sight. So you want to think about, if your commander gets killed the turn after you play it, how much value can you get out of it? Okay. And that's why cards like this one, which are very helpful because, cost reducer for however long he lasts, card draw, or target creature becomes, a 4/4. And it doesn't say until end of turn. That shit stays a creature.
Okay.
That's the type of shit that Tezzeret is bringing to the table before we even consider his ultimate. So if I never get to pop his ultimate, he's still providing value to the deck. And that's something that you have to consider with your Planeswalkers, is that yes, the ultimates can be very, very cool, but unless they are your commander, you're very unlikely to pop them. Is this done? This is done. Damn. Alright. So this is Megatron. Megatron was my first commander deck that I cared about because he was 50 cents when I bought him. I don't understand how that foil is $400, but sure. Jesus Christ.
I can't believe that they have Megatron as a card, to be fair.
It was Brothers War. It was one of their first Universes Beyond sets.
Alright.
Because Hasbro owns both companies.
Of course. I mean,
So
I was about to say, I mean, why not bring him to Fortnite?
he is in Fortnite.
Honestly, to be expected. Okay, sorry, continue.
So Megatron, unlike Ultra Magnus, is built for his backside. So every Transformer is going to have this living metal keyword. It just means that they are only a creature when it's during your turn while they're a vehicle, okay?
Okay.
Whenever Megatron attacks, you may sacrifice another artifact. When you do, Megatron deals damage equal to the sacrificed artifact's mana value to target creature. And if excess damage would be dealt to that creature this way, instead that damage is dealt to the creature's controller, and you flip Megatron into Megatron Tyrant. And then at the beginning of your post-combat main phase, you may flip him back, and if you do, add one colorless for each life your opponents have lost this turn. So this is a group slug deck, which means I'm going to try and deal as much damage as I can to everybody, typically with cards that say deal damage to each player. For example, let's see if I can find it. Each creature deals 1 damage to its controller. Rakdos Charm. By the way, if you are running 2 and 3 color decks, look for these charm cards. They're very cheap. This one's 99 cents. This will insta-kill a token player. Not kidding.
So hang on. I'm just gonna look through one of my decks just real quick. Because I think there are a lot of cards I want to add to some of the decks, but I don't know which cards, and now you're giving me ideas. Alright, sorry.
That is what
on.
I'm here for. So I built Megatron the first time for his front ability because I was trying to build that group slug. I then discovered how fun it was to just throw stuff at people's heads.
Yeah.
And so the deck became about throwing the big creatures. We're talking about, 11 drop Mycosynth Golem, seeing how much value I can get off of these big creatures before I throw them at people's heads so that I'm spending as little mana as possible to get, 9, 10, 11 drop artifacts out, and then throwing them at people as 9, 10, 11 mana slams. Yeah. Did you get money?
Yeah.
You didn't? Fish. The sea. Red lobster.
Not the same thing.
It is the same thing.
Cod, it's safe.
You weren't even going to share anyway.
I was.
You were?
Yeah, but now you're being fish sticks, so now I'm not going to. Want some fish sticks?
Kinda.
Huh?
Kinda.
You want some fish sticks?
Kinda. Please?
You hear what I'm saying?
Fish dicks.
Yeah.
Kelly, go!
You want the fish stick?
No.
No? Okay.
What's the fish sticks?
It could be a dick. I don't know.
I
I
don't.
don't know what part of the fish a fish stick is.
I have to deal with this for a couple days, don't I? I thought I'd be here, and then we're gonna cut my hair off.
Fish stick. Oh my god. Her freaking out over the fucking statue is hilarious. Oh. Gonna go fish stick.
Okay, we'll make fish dicks. Also, Neil, just as a little thing, I do own the Cybertron secret lair.
Oh.
Yeah,
Really?
it was
Okay.
traded to me by a friend who bought it from somebody.
That.
And I was like, hey, I know that it's a dumb thing to want, but I do run Megatron. He's like, yeah, just take it.
Honestly, that's cool. That's really nice.
Yeah. He also stole a lot of stuff. So I don't know how legit his story was that he got. Okay, here's my pride and joy. This is a deck built off of one of the Thunder Junction background commanders. His name is Vihan. He's going to give a bunch of groups of creatures vigilance and haste. Any assassins, mercenaries, pirates, rogues, and warlocks are going to become vigilance and haste. That's pretty cool considering he's, you know, in Thunder Junction where all of that stuff matters. Here's the weird part. You ready?
Yeah.
At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may have treasures you control become 3/3 construct assassin artifact creatures. Now, immediately, some things to note. As assassins, they are outlaws and therefore already have vigilance and haste. You following so far?
Yeah.
It's
I get
about
it.
to get
Yeah.
way worse. Every time you, Academy Man, every time you create a clue, food, or treasure, create each. So now every time I'm making the treasures, I'm also making clues and foods, which means I'm getting life gain, I'm getting card draw. Value, value, value. Ancient Copper Dragon, every time you swing Ancient Copper Dragon, you roll a d20 and create that many treasure tokens. You can get up to 20 treasures in one go with Ancient Copper Dragon, and if Academy Man's on the field, you're also going to get foods and treasures.
So,
And that's just
what do clue tokens do then?
pay 2, tap it, sacrifice it, draw a card.
I see. Okay.
Cyberman Patrol is a 2-drop artifact creature that's going to give all of my artifact creatures Afflict 3, which means even if you block it, you're losing 3 life. So now these 3/3s are basically unblockable without being unblockable. You hear? You see how funny that is?
Yeah.
Now they don't even have to tap to swing, don't have summoning sickness, and they're doing 3 damage regardless of what you're doing. This guy can create treasures from removing tokens from stuff. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may create a treasure. If you do, an opponent generates a treasure. Every time you create a treasure, you create 2 of the... Oh, no, this is a different one. Every time he attacks or becomes a target of a spell, he's going to create a treasure. And treasures now generate 2 mana instead of 1. Each outlaw card is going to have Encore, which isn't super helpful for the treasures, but is helpful for a lot of the background stuff we have going on, like these rogues, these warlocks, etc. Because as you can see, Grim Hireling, that's a rogue. It also, whenever a creature deals combat damage, deals 2 or creates 2 treasures, which is super, super valuable. Here's one of our, I think, 3 win cons in the game. What the fuck is that? No, thank you. You made it?
Yeah.
I will try a little.
Yeah.
That fucks! Holy shit! I hate tartar sauce. That shit rules.
Mustard, relish, a little bit of pickle juice.
That's fucking delicious.
Fish sticks?
Yeah. Holy shit. All right, where were we? Hellkite Tyrant, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so whenever Hellkite Tyrant deals combat damage to a player, it is flying and trample 6/5. Gain control of all artifacts that player controls. That's cool. That's a very cool ability. We do not give a fuck about it in this deck. There's gonna be times where that's useful. We care about the second ability. The second ability, at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 20 or more artifacts, you win the game. Treasures are artifacts. Academy Man's making 3 artifacts every time you make one. You get the idea so far?
Yeah, that's gonna happen real quick.
This is a group hug card. You drop it. He's a rogue, so he gets haste from Vihan. You tap him, which if Vihan's out, you can do the turn he drops. Draw 2 cards, and then you give it to target opponent. You can make an alliance with somebody to have this pass back and forth, or you can do what I always do at my table, and I say everybody needs to share, and that's what they do. It became a running joke that Humble Defector was the barracks bunny of our Magic games. Jan Jansen. I've built Jan Jansen as a commander before. He's very goofy. He's very fun utility-wise. You sacrifice an artifact creature, he's going to make 2 treasures. You sacrifice a non-creature artifact, he makes 2 creatures. Here's the thing. With Vihan making the treasures into creatures, Jan Jansen now reads sacrifice a treasure, create 2 treasures. Fuck you. That's funny. If you can't see why that's funny, I don't know why we're talking.
I mean, I already see why it's funny.
Exactly. All right, Campbell. Every time a token enters the battlefield under opponent control, you get to make a treasure, or you get to make a copy of it. And whenever you get a token, you're going to ping everybody for 1, and you're going to get 1. With all the tokens you're going to be making, Campbell's second ability is going to put so much hate down on the board that you might be a target at that point. Or at least Campbell will be a target. And if Campbell takes the shot instead of Vihan, that's a win. Mahadi Emporium Master. Create a treasure token for each creature that died at the end step.
So just constant treasure tokens all around, yeah?
That's the point of the deck, yes, because Vihan's going to turn them into 3/3s. There's cards in here. There's a card, I think I put, Tempered Steels in there, so they will jump up to 5/5s. I don't know why she's in here. I think she was in the original deck. Marut. If you spent mana from a treasure token to cast Marut, make treasures equal to the amount of mana from treasures. So you can make a whole new up to 8 treasures. And if you have Goldspan Dragon, you only have to spend 4 treasures to do it. So you spent 4 treasures, and Marut makes 8. Or you just swap 8 for 8, and then anything that triggers off of token generation will trigger, and Academy Man will trigger, or Mondrak will trigger and double all of the produced ones. Nadir Nightblade is going to ping everything for 1, and you'll gain 1 for every token you make. So if something isn't generating treasure tokens, wow. I forgot that art existed. That is gorgeous.
How old is that? That looks like, that doesn't even look like it part of the whole thing, you know?
That's Thunder Junction, my guy. That's 2024. That's an artistic choice.
Okay.
Yeah. Whenever an artifact you control enters, deal 1 damage to each opponent. So every single treasure is going to ping them for 1. If a card is not in here generating treasures, it is doing something because that treasure activated. You feel me?
Yeah.
That is the whole point of this deck. Here we go. Creature tokens have vigilance and lifelink. So now on top of the vigilance and haste that we're getting from Vihan, now we're getting lifelink on top of it from Teysa. Also, look at that fucking art, dude. She's gorgeous. I think I have this card physically. Zorn, every time you create a treasure, guess what? You're making two of them. Fuck you. Um, we have Big Score. Draw two cards, create two treasure tokens. I love this card in Howler. I love this card here. It For whatever reason, cards like this just tickle my fancy the right way. It's graceful charity on steroids. Um, Boros Charm. Like I said, these charms are good. If you can find these charms, I think the whole set is at least worth looking into. I think the worst one might be like Simic or Orzhov, and even then they aren't bad. They just don't have a whole lot of use cases. But Boros Charm gives permanents you control instant speed indestructible for 2 mana, or deals 4 damage to target player, or gives something double strike, which are all very useful things, especially at instant speed.
It,
Um,
so these charms, like, are they in a specific like set, as in boosters, or like?
they are from an older set called Gate Crash, I believe.
Okay.
Um, Gate Crash or Dragon's Gate. Regardless, they have been reprinted in a lot of multicolored commander decks. That is where you're going to find them. A lot of them. Boros Charm's the most expensive one I've seen so far. This specific printing is sitting around $10. That's also the original printing. I'll bet you I can find one for under 10. Pretty. Oh no, this one's actually pretty valuable. All right, so not specifically Boros Charm, but the Rakdos Charm, which, like I said, that'll instant kill some. Oh, Foundations has Boros Charm. Foundations is also just a really good pack to pull from for drafts anyway. So, whatever.
Yeah.
Deadly Dispute, sacrifice an artifact or creature, draw 2 cards, and make a treasure. Very good for 2 mana. Dispatch, tap target creature, but if you have 3 or more artifacts, just fucking remove it from the game. Flawless maneuver, if you control your commander, don't pay anything for it, and then creatures you control gain indestructible. It's a little pricey for what it does, but you can also cast it for free, which is valuable. Ink Shield, super silly. I just like running it in white-black decks, period. Prevent all combat damage that will be dealt to you this turn, and for each 1 damage prevented this way, put a 2/1 white and black Inkling onto the field. It's very funny for when you're about to lose and you happen to have 5 mana up, and they full swing at you because, you're going to die anyway. And now you have a bunch of 2/1s with flying to bounce back at.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cheap card for how much value you can get out of it, both in mana and in actual money. It's kind of just a funny card. Like, it's such a weird effect, but that's value, ultimately. Terminate, very cheap removal card. The only issue is it's in 2 colors, but it's an instant speed. Yes, ma'am. There's sticks already? It is an instant speed, destroy target creature. The keyword regenerate isn't a huge thing anymore. So the second half isn't super valuable, but you do still see it from time to time, and it is really funny to shoot somebody down like that. Like I said, if something is not generating me value of some kind, it is reacting to that value. Here's Cranial Ram. Equipped creature gets +X+1, where X is the number of artifacts you control, in a deck where I'm, making a bunch of treasure tokens.
Yeah.
That's going to get ridiculous very quickly. Tempting Contract. Each opponent may create a treasure token. For each opponent who does, you get a treasure token. Giving your opponent mana doesn't sound very good until you're in a 4-player game and you get 3 mana. Or you have a token doubler out, so they get 1, you get 2, or, so on and so on and so on and so on. There are a lot of cards in here that are in here more because they're funny, as well. I really like Agents of the Iron Throne, for the same reason I like a lot of those other, whenever a token is created, ping your opponents. I like. I love all that glitters. I think it's one of my favorite enchantments in artifact decks. Because no one expects an enchantment aura. This would go on like the Hellkite if I wanted to get some damage through. I'd put it on something with flying usually, or something with trample built in.
Yeah.
Anointed Procession, another token doubler. Whenever you one or more tokens you control enter, draw a card once per turn. That's pretty good. And then creature tokens get +2/+2. So now those 3/3s treasures are now 5/5s. Ghostly Prison is always going to be a good card. Ghostly Prison Propaganda. There's another one I think that's doing the same thing. They're all gonna say creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays stuff. There's another white. There's a creature that does it for one. Ghostly Prison has stopped a lot of my losses because somebody builds up an army. They're swinging at you for ping damage. They're death by 1,000 paper cuts type decks, and you're just like, oh yeah, you've got all your rabbits. You've got all your funny rabbits that are doing 1 damage. Are you gonna pay 2 mana per 1 damage? No, you're not.
Yeah.
Ghostly Prison's gonna stop a lot of those small tactics. Grave Pact. If you are running a black deck that cares about sacrifices, Grave Pact's really good. The more colors you have in your deck, the harder it is to run Grave Pact because of those 3 black mana pips. But Grave Pact is very, very valuable.
So the right terminology for this deck is basically mono black.
No, this is Mardu.
Oh, okay.
This is here's another win con. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, create a colorless treasure token. And then if you control 10 or more treasures at your upkeep, you win the game. Anyway, I gotta go eat dinner.
Okay, no problem.
I'ma pop out.
Alrighty, thank you for sharing.
Of course. You have a good one.
You too.